Hello everyone, my name is Mary Kate Prisco and I'm going to be showing you how to download and use AlphaText. AlphaText is a Google Chrome extension that allows you to change the size, shape, font of any website article or any web page to be able to read it more efficiently. This is especially helpful for students who may have visual foreground and background discrimination problems because they're able to up the contrast of whatever page that they are reading. Now, to download it, we want to click on Google Chrome since this is a Google Chrome extension. And once you hit Google Chrome, you can type AlphaText into the search bar. And once you do that, it'll bring you to the search results. Now, I'm going to give you a little bit of time to do that, so sorry, I'm moving a little quickly. But what we want is this first web page that brings you to the Google Chrome store, where you're able to download the extension and then therefore use it. So if we're all ready, we're going to move along. I have also included the hyperlink for AlphaText. In case you don't want to use the search bar method, you can copy and paste this link and go straight to the Google Chrome store from there. Now, once we click on that link, we are given this page where it's an overview of what AlphaText does and what it is, reviews by people who have already used it. It's an extremely good resource page if you want to know exactly what you're doing. Now, to download, we want to hit the Add to Chrome button, and when we do that, this little notification is going to pop up in the top center of our screen, and what we want to do is hit Add Extension. And when we add the extension, it adds our favorite little AlphaText logo to our taskbar so that we're able to use it on any web page. So once you do that, I would like to move on to the use of AlphaText. And what I'm going to have you do now is find any article you want. It can be MSNBC, New York Times, Wikipedia, absolutely anything you want. It just has to be an article or a page with words on it. And once we do that, I chose a Wikipedia article of Mickey Mouse. Disney holds a special place in my heart. That's why I chose it. And I figured that it was a simple sort of article that we could all kind of learn how to use this with. So what we want to do is click our favorite little logo, AlphaText, up top. And in the top right corner of our screen, this little menu is going to show up. Now, this menu has the three columns, of course: profiles, which we're going to get to in a couple minutes, quick styles, which is just changing normal font, and then the adjusting colors. So, say for example's sake, a child needs to have the text be size 18 in the font Georgia. So what you're going to do is use those little drop down arrows and find those two settings. And just for example purposes, I'm going to give you a little time for that one while I talk. And then what we're going to do is hit the set button. And once we're all ready for that, you hit set, and that turns your normal article, what you opened the page with, to this. As you can see, the font is bigger. What I enjoy about this particular feature is that it changes the font of the entire page and not just the main content column of the page. Because if a child or anyone has trouble seeing one portion, if there's something smaller, they have even more trouble seeing that. So it's nice that it kind of evens the playing field and allows you to see everything evenly. Now, if we click on our favorite little logo up on the top right corner, if you want to clear any of your settings throughout the entire thing, what you want to do is hit the clear all button, and that will reset the page to what it was when you first opened it. Now, another feature of this is that you're allowed to change the background and text color, which is really, really nice for anyone who needs it. So for example, if someone has trouble reading with a white background and black text, but they're very good at reading it with a black background and white text, you're able to change that. And that's actually what I'm going to have you do for example's sake. There are other color options, for example, a beige and brown, or other colors of that nature. But for example's sake, I would like you to change the background, the BG up top, to black, and the text to white. So when you do that, after you do that through the drop-down menu, I want you to hit Adjust Colors. And when you hit Adjust Colors, much like the Set button in the other column, it's going to take what you open the page as to this. It does modify the page a little bit. For example, you don't see the Wikipedia logo up in the top left corner, but overall, you're not really worried about that if you're teaching. You want the child to know the content, which I think is the most important part. So again, you can hit our favorite little logo up on the top and hit Clear All just to set things back to normal. And now, one of my favorite features of this is that you can hide media. So say, for example, you are on an MSNBC website, and there are so many ads along the side columns that you can't focus on what you're trying to read. If you hit the favorite little logo and hit Hide Media, what this will do is change from, again, your normal article to this. So it takes out any distracting photos, mainly photos. It takes out the photos so that you're able to focus on what you're reading instead of the flashing ad or the picture that's in the background, which I think is a really unique feature. I haven't seen that on many assistive technology forums, and I think that that's not necessarily unique to just this extension, but it's unique to me and what I know and have experienced. Now, another one of my absolute favorite features of this extension is that you're able to make profiles. I know I mentioned them a little bit before, but that's that left yellow column, and you are able to click the options button, and I would like everyone to do that, is to create a profile for easy modification. So when you hit the options button, it takes you to a page that looks like this. Now the font size 12, Arial, and line height 1, that is just a programmed thing. And you're able to use the drop-down arrows to change those. Now, again, for example's sake, I would like you to change the font size to 16, the font style to Times New Roman, and the line height to 1.5. Just as an example of what you're able to do. Of course, there are many other different options that you can use in this case. And then what I'm going to have you do is hit Set as Profile. And when you do that, you can see your profile in the first of 3 slots. And if you want to change or modify it, you are able to do that. Or if you want to get rid of it altogether, you can hit that little minus button that's on the left of the circle. So now, when you go back to your article and hit our favorite little logo up top, you see your menu that we all know and love at this point, and then you can see the profile that you just created in that first slot. So what you would do is click that, hit our favorite set button, and then it will change automatically to those specific parameters. Again, sorry, my fault. You see it up in the corner there. And now, I want to talk about the advantages and disadvantages of this extension. I think some of the advantages are the extremely unique features that it has, namely the hide media feature. I think that that is an extremely amazing feature that is helpful to not only people who may have trouble focusing and problems with that, but just about anyone. And I think it's extremely helpful for people who have trouble focusing as well. It's also quick and very easy to navigate. You know, the drop down bars are simple and you're able to change everything quite quickly and quite easily. And I also really like that you're able to create profiles for easy modifications. So if you know your preferences and you know what you like, you can just set it as your profiles and hit that instead of changing everything manually. And I think that's a really nice feature. Some of the disadvantages, though, are that it doesn't remember the settings for all of your pages. So, for example, if you're writing a research paper and are switching between a CNN article on one tab and a New York Times article on another, and both of them use the same, for example, profile. For the CNN profile, you have to manually set that in. But then once you switch over to the New York Times file, it doesn't remember what you did on the CNN tab. So every time you switch pages, you have to put in your profile, which is kind of tedious and a little bit annoying, but with the profile, it makes it for a little bit easier modification. Also, since this is an extension that is mainly meant for people who may have visual disabilities or problems, I believe that it's somewhat counterintuitive that the menu in and of itself is small and it has small text. I wish that there was a way to change that within the system so that you're able to read how you're modifying your web page so that you are able to read it better, if that makes sense. But anyway, besides the disadvantages, I think that the advantages far outweigh the disadvantages. And have fun and read on. If you have any questions, please let me know. And have a nice day. Thank you very much for listening.